What is up, people? Matt here again. Apologies that I haven't uploaded a video in 2 weeks almost. Well, it is over 2 weeks. The last video I did was the Dark Souls 3 farming. That's practically the reason I haven't been uploading videos. I've been playing Dark Souls 3, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil, but there's not really any new games coming out for a while now. So let's get on with the Bleach chapters. Let's try and get through these. So 669, Yaiba 2. So obviously Yachiru has just reappeared after a long time of not being there. And it's practically insinuated that Yachiru is Kenpachi's Zanpakuto. Although we still don't know the full story behind that, it's pretty much what everyone's that's the conclusion everyone's come to. So basically Kenpachi goes Bankai, and it's not really about an ability. He sort of goes berserk. He goes into a berserk sort of mode. He doesn't even use Nozarashi in this form, or maybe it's because Nozarashi was kind of broken a bit. But he just uses his claw with his fist or claws hands. So apparently his skin turns red. And yeah, he just goes a bit mental, really. It's unclear if he's conscious in this form or if he's like a wild beast. He slashes off one of Gerard's arms, which again doesn't do anything because he could just grow it. He actually slashes Gerard's face. He kind of cuts him. He kind of like cuts him down the forehead, and he cuts Gerard's shield, or at least he cuts a section of it off, and he even knocks him over the edge of the light thing. But Gerard grows wings. A lot of them seem to be growing wings. And at this point Gerard's sort of going a bit mad, and basically to put it simply, Kenpachi just slashes all the way down and Gerard, straight cut. And that was the end of that chapter. It was basically just a Kenpachi Bankai sort of reveal versus Gerard, showing it off. But the next chapter, however, 670, the Perfect Crimson. So obviously I'm pretty sure it's still going on with the Gerard Valkyrie fight. I'm pretty sure this is the one. So yeah, the Gerard Valkyrie fight was still ongoing. Kenpachi's he's kind of calmed down, although not really. Toshiro and Byakuya are just totally stunned, obviously, because they didn't even think Kenpachi had a Shikai, let alone a Bankai. They just say that they should just let him go on with it, which is probably the right thing to do. But Gerard's not down for the count. Gerard basically kind of glues himself back together, and he goes into his vault standing. I'm pretty sure that's it. Shit gets completely screwed up. They're struggling. Okay, there's no like, oh, it could be either way. They were struggling at this point. Even with a Kenpachi and a Bankai, it's still not enough. Now this is where it gets a bit controversial, and I don't know personally. I don't know what to say, but I really didn't think this was going to happen. But Kubo, clearly the fangirls have some sort of sway with him, because after Gerard goes into his vault standing, Kenpachi's down. He's buggered because he used all his powers and he didn't control it well. Toshiro's Bankai looks like it's over because all the petals fade away. And basically, out of nowhere, he's fucking grown into an adult. I mean, I don't know how that happened. Fangirls clearly must have asked for him to be a bit more hot, and there you go, they got it. So that was that chapter. Kenpachi Bankai not good enough, gets slammed down by Gerard. Toshiro grows up a little bit. Byaku's still done fuck all. He's just standing there observing. So it turns out when the petals fade to Yorin Maru matures, that's basically the explanation we got. Toshiro says he doesn't even like his adult self, which is a bit odd. Gerard's like, why the fuck didn't you do this from the beginning? You know, this is the sort of thing that you do at the beginning of a fight, you know. And Toshiro thinks he's the shit and tries to freeze Gerard Valkyrie. And I mean, come on. I mean, did Toshiro really think that he was just going to freeze Gerard and that was the end of it? I mean, that's pretty arrogant. Ice is not a powerful element, really, to be honest. It's really not powerful. If it's a really, really, really weak foe, fine, yeah, freeze them, shatter them, end of the fight. But with someone that's really strong, if they can just break out the ice on their own, I mean, you can't do anything about that. So, you know, it's just stupid. But interestingly enough, Toshiro does actually freeze Gerard's Hufning, which is the sword. So Gerard decides to make a massive fucking bow, which is interesting. But obviously Gerard was frozen. Well, he wasn't anymore because he just breaks. He straight out breaks out the ice. You know, he doesn't give a fuck. Toshiro gets grabbed. Kenpachi gets up and fucking grabs Gerard by the foot and basically, I think he throws him over. Or he cuts at the heel or something. So they're all fucking ganging up on Gerard at this point. They're all trying to do some shit. You got Kenpachi with his Bankai, you got Toshiro who's now fully matured, and right at the end, Byaku is doing, I'm pretty sure that's his Bankai or it's a newly modified version of it, and that's how the chapter ends, I'm pretty sure. So you got Byaku doing his Bankai, you got Kenpachi doing his Bankai, you got Toshiro in his Bankai, all three Bankais on at once, all on Gerard, and it still doesn't appear to be doing much of shit. So they're really not, they're in trouble. So now we're on to the most recent chapter, 672. And this is where it gets a bit interesting. So it looks like Gerard was beaten, but obviously that's not the case. I mean, his whole head got blown off, to be fair. But Gerard, again, you can't just kill him like that. I really can't work out how they're going to kill Gerard. My assumption is, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but we'll talk about it at the end, because if I talk about what I think is going to happen, it's going to spoil the rest of the chapter. So let's continue on with it. So Gerard basically gets completely shattered. Toshiro's fucked up. Toshiro even admits, I'm barely alive, bro. I'm barely alive, mate. And that's not the end of it. Gerard just gets back up again, fucking like, yo, fuck you, son. And now we get a panel that shows Ichigo in Yuha throne room, and Ichigo literally just fucking slashes Yuha right down the fucking middle, dead. And then we see Yuha in the throne room on his throne. It's morning, he's woken up and he's like, oh, this is such a wonderful dream. It could have been a nightmare. And then we see a Quincy arrow, so clearly we're going on to the Uryu and Hashwolf fight. Although, I'll be honest, it's not really a fight. Hashwolf's noted this morning. Uryu says, you missed your chance. You weren't able to take me down before the sun rose. Hashwolf's like, oh, I wasn't able to take you down. Oh, that's interesting, because the only thing in my eyes see is you basically fucked up. Uryu's fucked. Okay, we all pretty much... Uryu's fucking no chance for Hashwolf, okay? And he says, you know, you trying to kill me while it was still night was... it seems trying to kill you while it was still night, wasn't it? So, Hashwolf was trying to kill Uryu while it was still night. After all, my powers are more suited to combat. So basically, Uryu hasn't really thought about this. Uryu wanted to fight Hashwolf when he didn't have Yuha's powers, from the looks of it. But Hashwolf has just said that his own powers are better suited to combat than Yuha's. Especially against someone that he shouldn't be making mistakes with. And then it's... Uryu's probably fucked. I really do think if he gets saved by someone, it's going to be bullshit. Because from what I can tell, most of the other Soul Reapers aren't going to give a fuck about Uryu. They probably still think he's a traitor. So they probably won't jump in. Ichigo and Orihime are off to fight Yuha. Chad and Ganji are fighting the statues. That's it. Everyone else is a Soul Reaper and gives no fucks about Uryu. So unless Ishin and Ryuken show up, Uryu should be fucked. Anyway, now this is where shit gets intense. Now we're back to present time and we're focusing on the main character of the fucking series, Ichigo Kurosaki. So holy fuck, thank God we're back to him. And they're standing at the fucking gate to presumably Yuha's throne room. So is this going to be the last fight? Could be. Could be. Ichigo could be fighting Yuha and this could be it. This could be Yuha's last fight. This could be Ichigo's last fight. Probably isn't, but it could be. I'm assuming... I don't think one of them's going to leave the room alive. I really don't. Ichigo or Yuha is going to fucking be dead. If Yuha gets beaten, maybe Aizen's going to fucking come out. Maybe Aizen's going to come out and be like, yo, you killed Yuha, well done, bro. And then he fucking kills Ichigo. And shit gets real. And then Aizen's fucking back on top. And we've got the rest of the arc is versus Aizen. That's predictable. What else could... Well, I don't know what else it could be. I mean, the only big bad at the end of the day at the moment is Yuha. Once Yuha is dead, and presumably Hashwolf, that's the end. All the Quincy's are dead. The king of the Quincy's will be dead. The enemies are gone. So I don't know how they continue unless they wrap it up after that. Maybe Bleach will be done by the end of the year. Maybe we could be finished by chapter 700. The manga could be done. But who knows. Anyway, so Ichigo and Orihime are standing at the throne room. They're like, yo, you know, we're here. Let's fucking do this. Ichigo's like, right, well, there's two of us and there's one of him. So, I mean, we'll probably fucking wreck him. She's in charge of the defense, obviously. She's a fucking healer. And this is it. They're gonna fucking go in there and fight. So Ichigo enters the throne room and Yuha's sitting on his throne like, yo bro, what took you so long? It's been a long time coming. And interestingly enough, Yuha refers to Ichigo as his child of darkness. Now, obviously, Yuha isn't actually Ichigo's father, because that's fucking stupid. But Yuha is Ichigo's ancestor, and ancestors are technically children of all of their, like, predecessors, you know, descendants. Now, he's either talking like that way by the child, but I don't think he means that. I think he means child as in, obviously, Ichigo is a descendant of Yuha, but the darkness part, I'm assuming, is the hollow stuff with the... Obviously, Ichigo's completely quelled the hollow powers and they merged with the Quincy and they've combined and he's fucking OP probably. That's probably what they means by the darkness bit. But it looks like they're going to duke it out now. You know, fight. Orihime's there, so it's a 2-on-1, as Ichigo said. They got a fair chance. Who knows? Who knows how strong Ichigo is now with his... I mean, we had the whole shit with Kenpachi. People are thinking Ichigo isn't even in his fucking Shikai form. So, I mean, if Ichigo's in his unreleased form, he's got 2 more fucking forms at least to go. So, who fucking knows? More than likely, he'll just have a new Bankai and Shrek Yuha somehow, or at least put them on equal footing and then they have to fight it out. Someone might interrupt the fight. Something will probably happen. It's probably not just going to be a case of Ichigo slashes, Yuha slashes, Ichigo slashes, Yuha slashes. Don't forget Orihime. She's got to be fucking... People fucking diss Orihime, okay? But she's like one of the most important fucking people. Let's treat this like an MMO. You're in a fucking raid, okay? You're going up against the boss. You got Ichigo. He can do decent damage. And he can take some damage. He's a fucking DPS tank hybrid. So he's doing the DPS and the tanking. Props. Then, you have the most important role in a raid. The fucking healer. Without the healer, the tank and the DPS fucking die. And the healers die. Orihime is the fucking healer. She is the important role. She is there to keep Ichigo alive so he can fucking kill Yuha. All she needs to do is spam heal. That's all she needs to do. She just needs to spam fucking heal. And maybe a bit of defense, maybe some barriers. That's it. If she could do that, we're fucking solid. So people that diss Orihime saying she's fucking useless... If she wasn't there, most of them would fucking die. And then it's the end. You know, if that was a raid, the tank DPS can't survive without a healer. They lose their health until they die. So, in a word, Orihime is the most important one of them. Without her, Ichigo's going to sustain damage, he's going to be on the floor, he's going to be on the fucking floor, and he's going to be down. Orihime's there, she can heal him, she can put barriers up, she can interrupt the fight when necessary, and that's the important moments in the fight. Anyway, we'll have to see how this fight actually goes. I'm pretty fucking hyped for it. Hopefully they don't keep switching. I really do want to see a Ichigo, Yuha, Orihime, you know, fight straight out. It's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, and hopefully it won't be so long this time. Thanks, and I'll see you later.